if you had not watched a single match in this World Cup, getting all of your cricketing info from the net. Then in your eyes, this World Cup would have been the dullest, Drabbest, Driest affair, the very death knell to ODI cricket. So here is my question. In hundreds and thousands of such decrying articles posted online, creating all that outcry and outrage, was any of it true? Factually, statistically true? So today, we have gone over each and every World Cup match to have been ever played, pouring over the most minuscule of detail to come up with the very first edition of Mythbusters, the World Cup edition. So let's start from the biggest, baddest, most publicized allegation of all. This World Cup was boring. Specifically, this World Cup was pretty one-sided, with hardly any of the matches going down the wire, lacking that thrill-inducing, heart-pounding excitement. Well, to get an answer here, we broke down this excitement into two simple questions. Number one, how many close matches were actually there in the past World Cup? And number two, how many times have underdogs created upsets? Now here, simply looking at the scoreboard would not be enough. The flow of the match had to be taken into account. Take the Australia-Afghanistan match for example. This is the final scorecard. A win by 3 wickets with 3 overs left and a centurion batsman at the crease. On paper, this seems like a very easy victory, right? But for anybody who had actually watched that superhuman effort, that knock would be called the very definition of adrenaline. So just like that, matches were pulled from each and every World Cup and slowly an amazing picture came into view. 1987 World Cup is the king of close matches, having a shocking 51%, that's half the matches played there, going down the wire. But barring that outlier, the rest are spread between 8 to 30%, with this one falling at 10.4. That's rank 9 out of 13. Now that's not a groundbreaker by any yardstick, but neither is it the worst. That achievement goes to the 2007 World Cup, which has been rated as the worst World Cup ever across many cricket polls. But then we also have the second parameter, the underdogs one. And that is where this World Cup takes the cake, because a total of 10.4% of all the matches had the underdog winning. The Afghanistan-Netherlands double punch had seen the Afghans come within sniffing distance of the knockouts, to be foiled by that very same superhuman. Then next on the list is the Sri Lankan ascendance, followed by the Bangladeshi-Ireland combo of 2007. But surprisingly though, on the other end, we have the 1987 juggernaut, meaning in spite of being close, it didn't have any underdogs winning. And here's the shocking part. If we are gonna talk about boring World Cups, then there is one where another team had gone undefeated, simply steamrolling its competition. The 2003 edition, coming in at rank 10th and 11th. Now don't get me wrong here, 2003 was the first World Cup I actually saw, and anyone who comes and tells me that it was boring would get a Hindi news channel type response from me. But as far as statistics go, we are where we are. And now let's use the very same statistics to break down the other big one. Win the toss, win the match, or chase and win the match, or bat first and win the match. Depending on which paper you read, you would get one version of this story. So the question was simple. Across all the World Cups, how many matches did teams win on winning the toss? And more importantly, how does this World Cup compare? And the results? The second worst result. Simply speaking, this would mean that winning the toss did not matter. In fact, if anything, it actually hurt the team that won. Then let's go over the other question, batting first or bowling first, a near 50-50% split. But there is one data point that I would like to focus on here. Normally, as the World Cups go on, teams start understanding stadiums, pitches better. So the ratio of taking right calls on toss increases in time. The tournament getting more losses on winning the toss in the first half of the tournament as compared to the second, with teams seemingly wisening up to pitch behavior and doubling the number of matches won in the second half. But there is something very peculiar in this spread. In all the stadiums in which matches were played, the most lopsided result was in this 3. And in all of them, in the second half, there were more losses on winning the toss as compared to the first half. Apparently, as the World Cup went on, teams somehow became worse at choosing the right answer. The rest of the stadium where they actually got it right still had an even split between batting and bowling in the second half. So here is the thing. I do understand where all these assumptions come from. Historically, the entire Asia and Middle East region have been heavily toss dependent. In fact, the last 2 T20 World Cups to be played here had the highest win on toss win ratio of all the World Cups, with matches starting in the evening along with Devon's small boundaries playing a role. T20s are influenced by tosses, specifically winning the toss and chasing. In the 2021 edition, we had 71.8% of all teams chasing and winning, while in 2016, we had 58.8%. But then for ODIs, of all the World Cup matches played across all the countries, India has the worst toss win match win percentage, a measly 35.6%. Furthermore, the winning the toss and chasing and winning ratio also doesn't fare better. That percentage in the current World Cup, 34.7, the lowest since 1987. So in short, as far as playing in India goes, it may be a far better idea to just lose the toss and let the opponent decide. Because dimes on dollars, odds are they are gonna choose wrong. And now we move on to the next one in what was being called as the barren wastelands of Indian stadiums, where matches were being played in pin drop silence with nary a soul to be seen. Well, that was kinda sorta true. At least for the first few matches. With matches being played on weekdays, along with schedules and tickets being released late, and 1,000 such other factors. The attendance in the first few days was low. But here's the thing. In spite of all of this World Cup had beat the attendance of the past 2 World Cups in just 10 days. It's funny how everybody seems to gloss over the fact that the Sri Narendra Modi Stadium, at even 1/4 the capacity, is enough to fill out most of the cricketing stadiums in the world. And even that initial lull was quickly forgotten, as by now, this World Cup has become among the most successful ever on every parameter imaginable. For viewership, just from the Disney Hotstar viewership data, the consumption and the average time spent on TV for the first 34 matches were 244 billion minutes and 568 minutes per viewer, already 10 and 12% higher than the last World Cup. And this is without the final group stage matches or even the knockouts. Facebook had seen 12 billion video views on ICC's feed, 4 times that of 2019, while Economic Times has estimated that ICC will earn close to 150 million from this event, its highest snap till date. And as far as the hosts go, this World Cup was estimated to give a 13,000 crore boost to the economy, as compared to the 3,600 crores of the last one. So all in all, I think it's safe to say that though this World Cup would not be the best World Cup to have been ever played, it has done everything that it had set out to do. Everything. Except that one thing that me and a million other Indians wanted above all else. It genuinely feels as if we are cursed or something by this point. As a story writer who loves to dwell on causalities and psychologies for a team that can arguably be called the best team of the last decade to not win a single ICC event in that exact same decade, it does not make sense. No damn sense at all. And yes, they tried their best. Yes, their efforts and performance should be applauded. I am not denying any of that. All I am saying is, it hurts. It hurts a lot. Now, if there is one thing that I can take away from all this, then it would be the thing that I learned while making this video. As I scoured through match after match, World Cup after World Cup, there would be a few matches that I could recite from my memory. The nostalgia actually forcing me to go and watch it again. And as I did it for the 10th time, it dawned on me that World Cups are not remembered for their total sum, but for the moments that remain in collective memory. The moments that stay with us years down the line when everything is done and dusted. From that final to that final, from that tie to that high, to even my steadfast love for the 2003 one. It's what remains in our memories that shapes our love, our perception for those past World Cups. And as far as this one goes, I'm gonna have a camera full of memories to look back to many years down the line.